Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video of commenting on comment. Now this is a series that I intend to have going forward, in which I will comment on certain comments and answer certain questions, and maybe on occasion even, of course, bring in some updates and things that might happen or change on the channel as and when they occur. So the very first comment that I've chosen for this video is from Dean Foster, who says, I love how this video has 1,000 views and it's put in the top of the feed when you type Atlas. All videos criticizing Atlas are at the bottom and they have millions of views. Seems fishy. Well, to be fairly honest, I'm not quite sure what you find fishy about it. I mean, I suppose to some extent YouTube has its own way of putting certain videos on top of others, not necessarily keeping track of the amount of views. For those that do some YouTube, they will know that the amount of time that people spend on a video does actually help out with ranking your videos higher in search. But there's also an element of how am I going to word this? This is quite difficult. Optimization, that's the word. Video optimization. So I do spend a lot of time optimizing my video once I have uploaded it, making sure that it has all the right information, that it's basically designed to rank as high as possible, both in Google search as well as in the YouTube search algorithm. Now I know a bit of programming, so I kind of get an idea of how it works, but it's also down to the fact that I've spent, well, the last 3 years of my life making YouTube videos, so I would have thought it's about time that I know how it works and use some of that knowledge to try and get my videos to rank high. And that's what it's all about, you know. I mean, it could be just a fluke, you know. Sometimes my video will be at the top, sometimes it won't. It's one of those things. I don't think it's necessarily fishy. And of course, YouTube, like I said, it does have its own way of processing and selecting certain videos to rank at the top. But if you do the right things with regards to optimizing videos when you upload them, then that adds to that bonus, and it gives you a constant capability of constantly being at the top. And it's just the way it is. It's one of those things that you need to know if you're going to want to make videos on YouTube, and you want, obviously, if you make videos, you want them to be viewed. Oh, so the next one is from the Man Guy, who says, so each DLC and the island merged together, including the DLC's inhabitant. Ultimate DLC confirmed. Imagine all the hybrids. Well, this one. Now, I don't like to speculate with regards to what Studio Wildcard will be up to. It's just one of my things. I don't really want to do that, but I think and would like, of course, to see the DLCs merged together onto one map. I think that would be a great move. It would offer a lot of diversity. I'm not sure what you're referring to as, or with regards to the words inhabitants. Is that the creatures that you're referring to? If you're referring to the creatures, that would only make sense to obviously add all the creatures to the extinction. Maybe some changes, obviously, because if you're bringing in the old stuff, maybe rejig certain things around, add a few more creatures. And with regards to your second sentence, ultimate DLC confirmed, well, to be fairly honest, it would be very silly for a company that has become as successful as Wildcard due to the game to just stop doing it altogether. It would also, I think, from my perspective, be very silly to bring out a new arc as such, because they've already got a player base on this specific game, and so why bring out another game? Obviously, they've done the Atlas game, which is a sister company to Studio Wildcard, which is, you know, that makes, I suppose, sense. But then to bring out another arc, you're definitely splitting up the player base, and that's going to cause a lot of logistical problems. There's a lot of problems with that. However, personally, I would love to see at least the vast majorities of the DLCs and maps put together with extinction. So though the maps I would like to see added would be the island, which I absolutely love. I love the Ragnarok DLC. That is an amazing map, so that could definitely go in there. And not so fussed about Scorched Earth, to be fairly honest, but I did like the Aberration map, so maybe add all of these. Another thing that I would really like, and they to some extent, I'm guessing, hint at it. If you look at the end video for Extinction, they show people. I would love to see human NPCs that will roam around, do their own thing, and maybe why not even try and complicate your taming or whatever task you're doing, you know, NPC villages that you, or bases that you can raid. I think that would add a bigger element or a vaster element of playability to the PvE side. It would also make the PvP side more interesting as well. I would really like it, which is why I've got, like, for example, the human NPC mod on Ragnarok. Now I've put it on the Extinction server as well. Unfortunately, the humans probably don't survive that much, so I'm probably going to end up removing that mod because it's kind of useless. We never see humans on that map on Extinction. I think it's just too dangerous for them. So yeah, that's my impression of it, you know. And I'm definitely expecting Studio Wildcard to put out more DLCs for Ark, regardless of what they will call it. It just makes the most sense to take advantage and exploit the player base that already exists instead of trying to create one or split it up. The next comment is from BroGamers360, who says, "Really good video, I loved it. Sorry I haven't been commenting lately, but I've still been watching." Now, the reason I chose this comment is because there have been multiple people that have said similar comments to this, and basically this is just me wanting to say that I really do appreciate that people like the videos and come back and watch them. And of course, it's always a bonus when people comment on my videos, and I always try to answer back the comments as much as I can. And I suppose with being a small YouTuber, I do get that option. I don't get overflooded with comments, so I can often reply to the vast majority of comments. I mean, certain comments aren't worth commenting back on. And so this is why I've also introduced this particular commenting on comments series, so that, you know, maybe at some point in the future it will get to this point where I won't be able to keep up with the amount of comments that get posted on the channel. So this will help me select certain comments that either continuously seem to be made, or select specific comments and answer those if there are questions or things like that. And with regards to your comment, BroGamers360, I really appreciate the fact that you come to the channel, watch the videos. I'm very delighted that you enjoy the videos, which is quite important to me. And you know, I understand it that sometimes people won't comment, so I don't, you know, there's no issue. And when you do comment, I'm always happy to read your comment. I do read every single comment that people do put on the channel. I do try and respond to the vast majority of comments. Obviously, I won't respond instantly because I've got other stuff going on in the background, but when I do get a chance to sit down at the computer, I do, of course, respond to the vast majority. So I just wanted to thank you for saying that and letting me know that you're watching the videos. I really appreciate your support as well as everyone else's support. It does mean everything to me, and this is why I'm still making YouTube videos 3 years down the line. The next comment is from Israel Martinez, who says, "Oh, so you're gonna keep tabs on this as I'm trying to learn the best way for breeding. Been taming owls like crazy to try and get some good stats. Sadly, I'm on Xbox, so I can't use apps for breeding stats." So with this, I'm going to start with the last segment of the sentence and say that, okay, yeah, if you are on Xbox, now I'm assuming that you are on either a single player or a private server. You can speed up the breeding timers. Now, if you're on a server, you'll need to go into the server settings and do that, and you can speed up and modify the timers, the imprinting and all that. So you can do that without the use of any apps or any of the mods. You don't need any mods for that. Obviously, the breeding might be a bit different. You might need to build cages and stuff like that instead of using mods like S+ and stuff. Or you can use actually the Dino Leash, which has been recently introduced. It's one of those things I don't really like. I don't like the red aura that it has, because I kind of find it annoying, especially when you start having a large base, as you will need a large base when you breed creatures. If you are on official, just to give you a heads up, it's gonna take forever to do that. Hopefully you're not on a PvP server, because last thing you want to do is breed creatures on a PvP server, then some noob coming and wiping out your base and all your hard work. So I probably suggest you go and do that on a PvE if you want to keep the creatures that you want to breed, as getting the mutations can be quite lengthy. I am going to make or include this in the season. The problem is with that, though, it can be quite boring, both for myself to do as well as for many viewers to watch. So I have made several episodes. One of them didn't do so well. I think that was one of them in which I kind of wanted to show how long it takes to do something, just to go through the eggs that you have. For the future, of course, I intend to probably breed like crazy and only choose the best snippets and turn it into a video, but obviously that'll be days of work. So, you know, the next time I'm off, I'll probably spend most of my time just breeding creatures, particularly the owls, and then trying to select the best footage to turn it into a video. But do bear in mind, it's going to take a long time. However, I personally think once you've got the creatures that you want mutated and with good stats, it will have been well worth it. Like, for example, I am so pleased with the Rexes that I've got. A lot of people say that's impossible to obtain on official servers, and I've had all these sorts of comments where I have basically tried to maintain the similarities with regards to stats, imprinting, and how babies grow, so that they don't fall out of the server or official server parameters. So apart from it being faster, it basically should have no difference to the official servers. Now obviously on official servers it'll take years to get to where I got to in several months, so that'd be maybe 2-3 months. Do bear that in mind. However, like I said, going back to what I just said at the beginning, if you play local or single player or have a private server, I'd probably look at the baby settings and the breeding settings and get them or tweak them around to facilitate the breeding and make it faster. You don't really need any mod for that as such. The next comment is from Alan Comradell, who says, I'd love to know if you can breed the mutated ones with the base to continue to stack mutations. If so, confused on how it works. I'm not quite sure actually if that is a thing or not. Now, this has come from a video that I made in my series where I bring up the fact that someone commented that it is possible to delete the or erase the patrilineal and matrilineal mutations, but to keep the stats and then continuously breed them to get more and more mutations in those stats. Obviously on official servers this would not necessarily work, because there is a cap on all dinos to the level of 450, so anything above that will be deleted by the game. It is interesting what that person proposed. I can't remember who it was, but I'm quite curious to see if it works. So I will be testing that out. Obviously it will be at some point in the future, over the next couple of weeks or within the next couple of months. At the moment I have to work through quite a lot of the Atlas content that I want to make guides for. I also need to keep the series going. I want to get the mutations on the owls going, but I will be looking at it. I will be playing around with it, and obviously I want to see exactly what happens, if it is possible. And if it is possible, I might even make a tutorial on it, kind of explaining how it works. So don't worry about the confusion. I'm confused as well, and the only way I'm going to work through it is to obviously test it out and see what's what. So do be patient. It will happen at some point in the future. It's just at the moment I've got quite a few things on the table that I need to do, and once I get the vast majority of the things sorted and done, I will get into it and look at it. And the final comment is from Mauricio Beto, who says, and I'm going to cover only the second comment that he's put in, where he says, At Sethum, thank you for answering, but I was checking. I got a baby that got 2 more levels compared to both parents, but had no mutations when I checked the parent window. Do you know what it would be? Right. So this is kind of difficult here because there are people who say that certain mutations that don't show that's a bug, or that it goes into torpor, or I think movement speed. I think that's what I've heard people say. The simple fact is, if it doesn't show it and you can't find the difference, I would say it's not worth keeping as such. It could possibly very well be a bug where the mutation doesn't show up. It could be in a stupid stat like movement speed, but it doesn't show up, which is what some people have sort of guessed and concluded. I don't know based on what, but from where I'm looking at it practically, if it doesn't show, it doesn't appear, then it's not there. And if you're gonna use that baby to breed anything further down the line, you basically wasted 2 levels and a mutation in your either patrilineal or matrilineal side. So it's pointless. Unless it's got some sort of gnarly color that you like, I would not keep it and just carry on with the breeding. It's just one of those things that the game has. I'd probably call it a bug. Like with the color mutations, normally dinos have 6 color regions. So a mutation with regards to color can occur in one of these 6 color regions. However, certain dinos, like the Rexes, will only use 4 of those 6 color regions, but the mutations can still occur in the 2 non-existent color regions, which I think I would class as a bug or something that Studio Wildcard has overlooked. Now, I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's the same thing with that mutation. Yeah, it's got the levels, but you don't want the dino for the levels, you want it for the stats because you're breeding for stats. If nothing's occurred in the stats that you want to breed, it makes no sense in keeping it. It's kind of like when I breed for, say, mutations in HP or stamina or whatever stat I'm going for. If the mutation occurs in food or weight, clearly I'm not going to keep that baby because I'm never going to use it. That's a useless mutation, and I'm just going to use one of those mutation slots. And by that, I'm obviously referring to the 20 possible mutations in both patrilineal and matrilineal. So I'm just going to use up one of those numbers. I don't really want to waste that. I want to make good use of every single available mutation and to stack them up so that, you know, at the end, the baby that I get with all of the mutations will be as powerful as possible. And with that, this is the end of this particular episode, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please don't forget to let me know down below. This is something new. I'm hoping that people will take onto it and will like it eventually. This is going to be something that is going to be here to stay on the channel. At the moment, it's not going to be a regular thing. It's going to happen primarily as and when there are comments that I can cover in a video. I'm going to select what I think are the most appropriate and best comments, whether they're funny, whether that's a serious question, or whether it's something that I might have overlooked in either a video guide or some advice somebody's given me with regards to what I was doing in the video. So as of yet, it won't necessarily be a regular thing, but I just thought that this would be a good way for me to interact with the people that come to this channel to watch videos and constantly leave comments on, and just kind of, I suppose, more of a interaction sort of video where I give back to those that regularly come to the channel. And it's just dawned upon me that I probably didn't express myself properly when I said it wasn't going to be a regular video or a regular series. What I meant by that was, it's not going to be a video that's going to happen like once a week or have a specific day as of yet. That may change at some point in the future. It could run either way. It might be cancelled. It really does depend how people like it. It's going to happen primarily as and when I have content to work with. So I'm going to obviously select certain comments and work with those. It's gonna probably happen, you know, I'm gonna try and put out maybe say 2 to 3 these sort of videos a month. That would be a goal to keep, maybe even 4. And if it becomes something that people regularly like, then obviously I'll look at making it a regular thing, and maybe even choose a specific day. It really does depend on what people feel about these sort of videos. That's it from me, folks. Until next time, stay safe.